Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have Tavvycat. You guys might remember that a while back I posted some thumbnails of Tavvycat, like I did with the Rose Lalonde that I did, and I asked you guys to pick which one you liked the best. And to be honest, I got a lot of really positive responses on really all of them. This one and one I think were the ones that people liked the most. But I think as far as what I was trying to accomplish with this, number 3 had the most dynamic pose. So this was the one that I decided that I was gonna finish, but don't be surprised if I end up doing the Pupa Pan one as well, because I mean, I don't really need an excuse to draw more than one Tavvycat, Tavros, BABAN'S, any of them at all, ever. So don't be surprised if there's more Tavvycat in the future, is all I'm saying. Not that I draw Homestuck often, right? Right? Anyway. So I picked thumbnail number 3. And I actually had a lot of positive responses on thumbnail number 4 as well, which surprised me because I think of all the ones that I did, thumbnail number 4 was my least favorite. But you never know. You never know. I sort of wanted to incorporate elements from 4 into this, but one thing, like the obvious thing to me, was to do the robot legs. But it didn't make a lot of sense to do the robot legs and the cat wheelchair thing. But I did really like the Phytospawn cards that were sort of strewn all over the floor. So that was something that I decided to go with. I figured if he's pawing at the little Phytospawn orb thing, and he probably would have cards everywhere. So I decided maybe he's just playing a game of Phytospawn. I really wish there was more Phytospawn lore, because I would really like to do a really awesome Phytospawn thing with Tavros, like a whole big thing, but there's just not a lot of Phytospawn information out there. It was just kind of like a thing, basically a Pokemon parody, I'm sure, but it would be cool to see more about it. I really feel like that's a good thing for Homestuck to do, but you know, what do I know? One thing I will mention is that I posted Tavvycat on the Fan Forge for their 612 contest. And I'm gonna put the link to that in the description. If you guys would take the time to rate that, it would be super awesome of you. And something else that I'm going to add in the description is BABAN'S illustration made PUGAMZEE, which is the reason this Tavvycat exists. She has a speed paint to the PUGAMZEE that she drew, and if you're wondering what PUGAMZEE, what are you saying? So you've got Tavros, cat, Tavvycat, you have Pug, Gamzee, PUGAMZEE, and BABAN made it, and it's incredible. And definitely, like, literally pause this and go click the link in the description and go watch the PUGAMZEE speed paint, because wow, what an absolute unit. She's also selling PUGAMZEE merch on Redbubble. I bought a shirt. It arrived on Friday the 13th. Like, it was late to arrive on Friday the 13th. So if that doesn't tell you anything, you need PUGAMZEE in your life. Please let him in your home. But yeah, definitely do that. Definitely check out PUGAMZEE. Because I made Tavvycat as a response to PUGAMZEE, because you cannot just make a Pugsona of Gamzee and not give him a boyfriend. He needs a Tavros boyfriend. Yeah, okay. Moving on from that, Tavvycat wanted to be like some warm grays, because Tavros's cast color is bronze. So I basically made him a gray cat, since the trolls are gray, and gave him his horns and his little mohawk, and the cat wheelchair, when I looked it up, a lot of the cats sort of had like a harness over their front to sort of hold them in the front better so they can pull themselves along. So I thought it would be good to add his sign onto that. And then also, you know, the wheelchair because of the whole leg things. Boy, do we hate Vriska. I don't know what animal she is, but I'm sure it's awful. Yeah. And I wanted the shading to be really interesting on this because I knew I wanted to, well, I'm gonna be honest, I knew I wasn't gonna render it as much as PUGAMZEE, but I wanted it to sort of stand out from anything else that I would normally do, like not just a regular figure or whatever. So I decided, well, I only have this purple color on the Phytospawn cards, so maybe I can use the shading in the highlight color and the overlays and all that stuff to reflect the Phytospawn color, the Phytospawn cards. I tried to say colors. What? I like to invent words on this channel. Yeah, great. But yeah, I knew I wanted to reflect the colors of the Phytospawn cards in my shading and highlights. And I did the same shading method that I showed you in my Metabang shading tutorial. We all remember that for the great information and nothing else. And basically, same thing I always do. I put the shading down like in big blocks where I know it's going to want to go. And then I airbrush it out to sort of fade it and then blur those lines so that it lays down smooth. You can take that one step further, and I don't think I used the same purple. I think I darkened it a little bit when I went in and did this again. But the main shadow color I put down in big blocks. I do this a second time where I just kind of go in where things would be a little bit darker, and I do thinner lines, but I still blend them out and blur them all the same because I still want it to lay nice and evenly. The other thing that I did that was a little bit different from what I normally do, I knew that my shadow, or my highlight color, was gonna be oranges and yellows because those are also reflected in the Phytospawn cards and also Tavros's horns. So I wanted to make use of those colors as well. Basically, where the majority of Tavvycat is like a neutral color palette, I wanted to bring in other colors to make him pop as much as possible. But I knew that my highlights were going to be orange and yellow to really stand out against the purple. So I wanted to create a layer to sort of meet those two together. And one color combination that I really like here lately especially is pinks and oranges. So I did another layer of a really light pink on multiply to sort of blend away from the initial shadow layer more, but also have something for when I came in with the orange on soft light to meet with and blend with. And I kind of just liked how it looks. I don't really need a lot of excuse to use pinks in my artwork. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about my webcomic that I'm working on, but the color palette is very pink heavy. I really like pink, guys, okay? Just stop. Let me have this. Let me have this. Okay, anyway, I'll calm down. But I really like how the pinks look. And at first I made it really soft, and I actually came back in and turned the opacity up so I could see more of it. And it's something different that I wanted to try, especially where this gray is so neutral. I really liked the way the colors were showing up on it. I really, really liked it. I had a lot of fun coloring this, I'm not gonna lie. I was happy to spend the time that I spent on it. Yeah. And the orange, I kind of had to push through the orange when I added in because it felt very strong. I felt like I was making a really big mess, but that's what I always do. Like, literally when you draw, step one is just make a mess. Make a huge mess. Make a mess and then clean it up and figure it out later. That's how you make art, okay? That's just it. Alright, I'll calm down. I'm sorry. I'm just irate today, I guess. I'm very passionate about Tavvycat. But the orange, I did on soft light. Just about everything else was on the shading layers were all multiply, and then I came in with the orange on soft light, and I put down where I thought that it would overlay the strongest and blended it out as much as possible, and I tried to make a decent gradient with it because I wanted some places to be brighter than others, and that was supposed to give me a good indication of where I was going to put my yellows in on hard light. And that's about it as far as that goes. I think I did turn the opacity down on the orange just a bit because it was a little too strong. I didn't want him to look too warm, but warmer. But I was really happy with the results I got on Tavvycat. I think he turned out everything I could have imagined he would be, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but at the time that I'm narrating this, Animal Crossing has been out for like a week. So I've been playing a lot of that, and now I'm sort of thinking like Tavvycat and PUGAMZEE Animal Crossing villagers. What would their houses look like? What kind of fruits would they want? Is this a thing I'm gonna draw? Probably. Because, I mean, again, I've said this once and I'll say it again forever. I don't need an excuse to draw Homestuck stuff. I think we've been posting videos every week for like a month now. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. And like 4 out of 5 have all been Homestuck. It's not gonna stop. I don't know how long you guys are gonna hang in there through this, but it's not gonna stop. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I have to make it right. It's gotta happen. But yeah. One of the last things I do, as always, for most drawings, because again, I just cannot leave my line art black. I was happy with how thin I made the line art for this, and I almost left it black. But where I thought I kind of wanted to maybe put this on a shirt or something like that, I just didn't want to leave the black line art. So I sort of went in and I made it like a very desaturated brown. So it blended a little bit more, and on the areas where the highlight was really strong with the horns, I actually just went in and made that a really light yellow. There is also a thing you can do where you can use a lowered opacity eraser or an airbrush. Either one works, actually. You could do a soft eraser or an airbrush, and you can lock your transparency. And I have learned the hard way, absolutely make a copy of your line art just in case. I learned that a long time ago, the hard way. But you can actually go in some places and actually fade the opacity of your line art and get a similar effect. And that helps make it softer. I didn't do that for this. I've been very skittish about doing it since the last drawing I did, where I screwed that up really bad. But that is definitely a thing you can do. But yeah, he's about done. If you like this video, there's probably gonna be more Homestuck stuff next week. Haven't quite decided what it's gonna be yet, but you know it's gonna, we've seen the pattern, guys. We've seen it, okay? But yeah, I will have another video for you guys next Saturday at noon EST, and you can also catch me live on twitch.tv/CherikaSharpArt on Wednesday afternoons and Sunday mornings. Yeah, and don't forget, in the description there is a link to that PUGAMZEE speed paint. If you haven't seen it already or you want to see it again, I definitely recommend you go to BABAN'S channel and have a look at that. And also for the Tavvycat on FanForge. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again next week. Bye!